Okay, now subtracting vectors. Honors Physics Lesson 2.3. Alright, so the real thing what we're doing here is we're really just subtracting like it's a negative. So if we look at the Pythagorean theorem here, we wanted to solve for one of the legs on here, either A or B, what we would do is just add the negative to our C. And that way we could find out which one of these legs we had. And that's really all that we're doing in this subtracting section. It's very similar to adding, only now we're subtracting. Basically, we're given the resultant ahead of time. So let's look at this problem here. We have Roy. He lives on this street, and he starts to walk up 3 miles at 30 degrees north of east. All right. So table-wise, that's our A. This is Roy. Then we have Sally, and she walks from Roy's house too. Wow, they start at the same point. But she walks 4 miles up Cedar Avenue at 20 degrees west of north. And they both end up at the same spot, which means that is their resultant location. So this is going to be Sally / Roy. But what we need to do is find out where Roy walked on this prior lane and in what direction. So let's set up our coordinates here, and let's just focus on one at a time. Alright, so this will be Roy. Alright, so Roy on his initial trip walks 3 miles at 30 degrees east, north of east. So here's east over here, here's north, north, we're at right around here. That's 30 degrees, and that is 3 miles. So the first thing you want to do is figure out our x and y components. Right? Let's make it up. So this is A. So we need to know this side right here, our adjacent side, and then our opposite side of our angle. So going back to SOHCAHTOA, we're going to take sine of our 30 degrees, and that should equal our y side, which is our opposite, over 3. Then we're going to go ahead and take cosine of 30 degrees. That'll equal our x over 3. And you should end up with 2.598 and 1.5. Sweet. Now let's look at Sally's. So Sally, hers is a little different. Sally, she walks 4 miles at 20 degrees west of north. It's not 20 degrees, but we'll just say it's 20 degrees. Yay, 20 degrees. 4 miles. And that looks like a 9. Great. I am striking out all over the place. It's all going to be okay. There you go. That's a little better, slightly. Alright, 4 miles. So we need to figure out our x and y components over here. So we need to figure out how far up we went and how far over we went. So now we're going to do the sine and cosine again. Sine 20 degrees. And what we're going to have is our x on this side, right, because that's our opposite, over the 4, and cosine of 20. And that'll equal our y over 4. And to do those correctly, you should end up with negative 1.36 and 3.759. Now, when you put this in, you're going to get a positive number, but you need to remember that it's north and west. So this is positive, this is negative on this side, because they're on the west side there. All right, so that's only part of our problem. Now we need to figure out how we're going to find B. So before, in addition, we took A and B and we added them together and we got R. So we had something that looked like this. A plus B equals R. But now we're looking for B. So what we need to do is take B, have that equal to R minus A. And we're going to have to do this for both the X and the Y parts. So let's look at X. Negative 1.368 minus 2.598. And Y, which is 3.759 minus 1.5. And you should have something that looks like that. Alright, but we want to know the overall direction he walks on this prior lane. We don't want to know his X and Y components, but we're off to a good start. So, here's the second part of the trick here. We have negative, so we know we're going west. No. And we know we are going north because it's positive. And what we need that right there. Alright? That is our B resultant. So go back to the Pythagorean theorem, and we can take our negative 3.966 squared plus 2.259 squared, and R should equal 4.56 miles. But again, it doesn't tell me what direction. We know that it's going to be northwest somewhere. We don't know the angle. We don't know if it's west or north or if it's north or west. So what we're looking for is this right here. Now, so we can know what's going on. Now you can also do this over here. That's completely up to you whether or not you want to have this be the adjacent side or this to be the opposite side. It's all up to you. I'm going to have it as is. So I'm going to use this Y component as our opposite side and this as our adjacent side rather than look at this angle right here. So we can use our inverse tangent of our Y side, which is, what was the Y side again? 2.259 divided by 3.966. And you should end up with around 29.67 degrees. And this is north of west. So overall answer is he went 4.56 miles on this Briar Lane at 29.67 or 30 degrees north of west. All right. That ends our subtracting vectors section. Thank you for your time, your patience, and your courtesy. I like Mountain Dew. Okay.